Have you ever had a memory lapse? You're thinking of a movie or song, but no matter how hard you try, the lyrics or the plot seems out of reach. You might even feel like you've imagined the whole thing. Well, what if I told you that your memory isn't failing you? Instead, you might be remembering something that never happened. Like at all. And it's not just you. Millions around the world have experienced this phenomenon. But what if there was something behind it? Something that shattered our reality forever. In 2012, the world didn't end, at least not in the way we expected. No fire and brimstone, no planet-ending asteroid. But some believe that's when the fabric of our reality tore and we shifted to an alternate version of the universe. It sounds far-fetched, but hear me out. Imagine a world almost exactly like ours, except for one tiny detail. Maybe it's the wording of a popular children's song, or a scene from your favorite movie, or perhaps it's a historical event that you remember differently. Welcome to the Mandela Effect. This is the strange phenomenon where a large group of people share a false memory of a past event. It's named after the late South African president Nelson Mandela, who many believe died in prison in the 1980s. In fact, he was released in 1990 and lived until 2013. This widespread yet inaccurate memory is just one example of what some believe is a much larger problem. Our memories are rewriting history itself. In 2012, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, sent ripples through the scientific community by successfully recreating conditions similar to those just after the Big Bang. Using the Large Hadron Collider, scientists smashed billions of lead ions together at near-light speed, creating a quark-gluon plasma that existed only microseconds after the birth of the universe. Some believe that this experiment inadvertently ripped open a hole in the space-time continuum, allowing an alternate version of our universe to bleed through. But hold on, let's rewind this crazy train of thought before it derails completely. First, let's talk about the Mandela Effect. You may have heard of it before. People confidently claiming to remember things that never happened or have been altered from what we know. The classic example is the Berenstain Bears, a children's book series that has always been spelled Berenstain. Yet many people swear they remember it as Berenstamd Bears. How can so many people be mistaken about something so trivial? Well, according to researchers at the University of Sussex and Harvard, this isn't a matter of faulty memory, but of multiple realities merging. They theorize that our universe splits into alternate timelines every time a decision is made, leading to an infinite number of parallel universes. Think of it like a tree. Each time you make a choice, you add another branch to the tree. Keep making decisions and more branches are added until you have a vast network of pathways. Now imagine all the other people out there making their choices and creating their own branches. Eventually, some of these branches align, creating what we perceive as a single reality. But here's where things get interesting. According to this theory, every now and then, two branches from different trees intersect. That's when we start experiencing the Mandela Effect, when memories from an alternate reality bleed into our own. For instance, let us say you were raised in a world where the spelling of Berenstain Bears was Berenstamd. Because of the Mandela Effect, you might now find yourself in a reality where the correct spelling is Bernstein, but your memories of the past remain unchanged. It's like déjà vu, but on a grander scale. A glitch in the matrix where the script has been flipped. But what if it wasn't just random memories that were being affected? What if something catastrophic happened in 2012 that triggered this shift in realities? Enter CERN and their particle-smashing antics. By recreating conditions shortly after the Big Bang, scientists opened up a can of worms, or should I say a black hole. Some believe that this experiment created a wormhole, connecting our universe to a parallel one. In this alternate reality, things are slightly different. The spelling of Berenstain Bears could be Berensteamd, or maybe it's the death of Paul McCartney in the 1960s instead of John Lennon. But how could such a small difference in spelling, or a change in a historical event, alter the course of human history? It all comes down to the butterfly effect, a term coined by Edward Lorenz, an American mathematician and meteorologist. This theory states that small changes in initial conditions can have large and unpredictable effects over time. Think of a butterfly flapping its wings in China, causing a typhoon in the Pacific. So while a simple spelling change or a different outcome of a historical event may seem insignificant on the surface, it could have rippled into major changes over the years, eventually creating an entirely different reality. For example, if Paul McCartney had died in the 1960s, the direction of music history could have been drastically altered. Without his songwriting talents and contributions to the band, the Beatles might not have achieved the same level of success. This, in turn, could have influenced countless musicians and music lovers, and shaped the cultural landscape of the following decades. But what does any of this have to do with CERN? Well, when they smashed those lead ions together in 2012, they created a microcosm of the early universe. By studying this quark-gluon plasma, scientists hope to understand the fundamental nature of reality itself. Some believe that this experiment inadvertently created a wormhole, a tunnel between 2 points in spacetime, allowing particles and information to pass through. It's like a shortcut between two realities. But why would a wormhole cause our memories to shift? It all comes down to quantum mechanics. Remember those tiny particles that make up everything in the universe? They exist in a state of flux, constantly changing and evolving. Until observed, they exist in a superposition of states, meaning they're in multiple places at once. When we observe them, we collapse the wave function, forcing the particle to choose one state over the others. Now imagine a wormhole as a special kind of particle, one that connects to points in space. When the wormhole is created, it exists in a superposition of possible paths. But once we send information through it, like the results of a scientific experiment or a message to our alternate selves, the wave function collapses. This shifts the reality connected to the wormhole, causing the Mandela Effect. In essence, the act of sending information through a wormhole could be causing the very changes that we were trying to study. It's a mind-bending concept, but let's think about the implications. If we could harness the power of wormholes, we could potentially rewrite history. We could send information back in time and change the outcome of events, creating alternate versions of ourselves and the world around us. It's the stuff of science fiction, but what if it's closer to reality than we think? Some believe that this is exactly what happened in 2012. CERN experiment created a wormhole that allowed information from an alternate reality to leak into our own. Suddenly, memories started to shift. Realities started to converge, and we entered a new version of the universe. But why would this happen now? What's so special about 2012? Well, for starters, 2012 was supposed to be the end of the world. Not in the biblical sense, but according to the Mayan calendar, December 21st, 2012 marked the end of a cycle, a time of great change and transformation. Of course, the world didn't end, at least not in the way we expected. But maybe it did end in a way that we're only beginning to understand. Maybe the Mayans weren't predicting the end of the world, but the end of our universe as we knew it. Perhaps they saw the shift in realities, the unraveling of the space-time continuum, and recorded it in their calendar. But how could we possibly prove this theory? Is there any evidence that our universe shifted in 2012? Well, some believe that the answer lies in the strange glitches in memory that millions of people have reported. These aren't just false memories or misrememberings. They're glimpses into alternate realities bleeding through the cracks in our own. It's like déjà vu on a cosmic scale, a sign that the fabric of reality is thinning and these alternate worlds are becoming more accessible. Take, for example, the recent surge in cases of remembered gender change. Thousands of people around the world have reported suddenly remembering a past life where they were the opposite gender. These memories often include vivid details like childhood experiences and family members. Could these be false memories? Or are they memories of a past life in an alternate universe where they were born into a different body? And what about the countless reports of people remembering events that never happened, like the death of a loved one or a traumatic accident? Could these be glitches in the Matrix? Moments when the veil between realities is at its thinnest? Maybe they are the key to understanding the true nature of our universe and the infinite possibilities that exist beyond our perception. The idea that our universe shifted in 2012 may sound outlandish, but the evidence is there if we know where to look. From the Mandela Effect to the glitches in memory, the signs are all around us. It's up to us to decide whether to ignore them or embrace the possibility that our reality is far more complex than we ever imagined. So what do you think? Is there anything we missed? Have you experienced the Mandela Effect? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, check out our other videos about CERN, the multiverse, and quantum physics.